Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko. Waited 5 years for a top striker, and they're signing Benjamin Sesko. Tesco, I'd rather sign Cisco. What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with an emergency Arsenal therapy in the evening. I wasn't going to stream until tomorrow, but every little helps, as they say in Tesco, people. He's winning the battle. Mikel Arteta is winning the battle, people. He runs this club and he gets what he wants. He knows exactly what we need. Gabby at the back, Sesko in attack. Arsenal will never win the Champions League. Something like that. Yeah, I would have rather had Sesko. Drew Hill, tell me what you want from me. Tell me what it's gonna be. Do you see yourself? Nah, man, what is going on here? We wait all this time for Fabrizio Bomba and he drops that on us. He drops that on us. I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. I'm shocked because I thought we had a change this summer, but I'm not shocked because it's the Arsenal way. We've been doing this for years, people. We get linked with Luis Suarez, we sign Lucas Perez. We get linked with Higuain, we sign Danny Welbeck. We've been here before. And I shouldn't be surprised. The season's actually finished. And we're still stressed out. Still stressed with Arsenal. I need to wipe this club from my memory for at least the next couple months. Yeah, we always buy off brand. Like, we're out here buying Ed Hardy jeans and Evisus and that. Like, bro, you're too late. That wave's gone. They're still wearing bootcut Evisu jeans. Like, that was 15 years ago. They're wearing the wrong... I don't know. And listen, some of you may not be as unhappy as me. Some of you might be like, listen, man. Good signing. I think he's going to cook. We had an opportunity to sign the most informed striker in Europe. In Europe. And this guy said no. Computer says no. The man said, get me a project. A guy that has scored 13 league goals in the Bundesliga, where nearly every club defends on the halfway line. 13 goals. But the guy who's got about 50 goals this season, he scores too much. We don't want someone who scores that many goals. How are we going to cope with that? But don't worry, guys, don't worry. Because they've got some good news to distract you from the problem, and we'll get to it. Breaking news. They probably said, Sammy Mockbell, drop it now. They were all angry. Arsenal are in advanced talks with defender Gabriel over a new contract. Agreement close to the defender. Great news. Gabriel, if it wasn't for the injury, he would have been my Arsenal player of the season. Great player. Wouldn't even mind him or Declan Rice getting the armband. Well done. Brilliant. But in the words of Kendrick, sorry, Dre, if you're locked in, it's not enough, people. It's not enough. We do this every time. January transfer window closes. Tell them we're going to sign Zubimendi. Calm them all down. Distract them. Everyone's angry. We're getting Sesko. Quick, leak the Gabriel news. Nah, bro. That ain't working. That ain't working for me, bro. Not this time. Not this time, people. I ain't falling for it. Because I thought this was a different Arsenal this season. I thought we were a new club. We've been celebrating Berta coming to this club. Nah, we're a different club now. We got the Italian stallion, and I ain't talking about Rocky Balboa. I'm telling you, you better grab Sesko at the airport. Move like a real mafia boss. Throw him in the boot of the car. Listen, he ain't turned up for the medical, Mikel. I think we should sign Gyokeres. He clearly is not interested. I was at the airport outside Heathrow. Short stay car park. he never turned up, Mikel. Show us your Italian mafia boss side, bro. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. When we were finishing 5th and that and getting ignored by Vlahovic, I understood it. We're not good. These guys don't want to come to us. We've just had 3 second-place finishers. 3. And we still can't get... This club are obsessed with projects, youngsters. And listen, I don't want to say I told you so, people. But I told you so. I told you they will not allow Kai Havertz to be done at this football club. He won't allow it. He will not allow it. Gyokeres ends Havertz at Arsenal. Finishes him as a striker. And he said, I can't do that. That makes me look bad. So I'm going to buy Sesko. Let's be honest, they probably signed Sesko 12 months ago. There was probably an agreement between them and RB Leipzig. Sign a new contract, slightly higher release clause. We take him in 12 months. Shake hands. You have another 12 months development at Leipzig, and we've already done the deal for next summer, so we haven't got to go jumping around signing a striker next summer. That deal's been, I bet that contract has been in the desk for months. It's done. That's probably why Berta hasn't got his way, because they've said, do you know what, Andrea? It's already done, mate. Paperwork's already signed. Nothing you can do. Zubamendi's already done. There's nothing you can do, bro. Kroenke wants resale value, yeah. Gyokeres turns 27 this season. Sesko's, what, 4 or 5 years younger. Now, let's get to that story. As I said, for those of you just tuning in, Gabriel is signing a new contract. However, let's talk about the big news. Fabrizio Bomba. You know, when I saw this, I said, please tell me it's one of them sources that we've never heard of. But no, it had to be Fabrizio, did it? The time I didn't want it to be true, Fabrizio had to drop it. Why couldn't it be like Team News and Tickets or Football Transfers or Football Insider or anyone? It had to be Fabrizio, not Fabrizio. Hey guys, here we go. Deal agreed, all of that stuff. Fabrizio, not Fabrizio. No. Understand, Arsenal have started moving initial concrete talks for Benjamin Sesko deal. Ah, why? Enough people say, you know, they can't believe Jamaica, we have a bobsleigh team. We have the one Reese and the one Junior. Yul Brenner, Amiman Sanka. The fastest of Jamaican sprinters. Go to Olympics for Jamaica. Cool running settings. Sanka. Kiss me lucky egg. The Reese. Oh, God. No. Not Fabrizio. No. I need to book a holiday, man. I'm telling you, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here, man. I need a break. He's always been high on the recruitment team, management, Mikel Arteta's list, with attempts to get the deal done, rejected by Leipzig in May 2024 and January. Now Sesko will leave. Arsenal on it. We're going to need red stripe, crates of it. Season's done. They've already messed up next season. Zubamendi and Sesko. They're signing verts. Woo! Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Zubamendi and Sesko. Oh. Could be a four-peat next year, people. It could be a four-peat, I'm telling you now. 4th, 2nd place finish, if we're lucky. So we've got a panda on the left. Trossard. We've got a donkey in Havertz. And now we're adding the giraffe. What is this animal form? This guy said he wants to build a project. What's he trying to build? Burj Khalifa. How much building? Like Thierry said, don't worry, we're going to get to Thierry. We're going to get to Thierry because there's people dissing the Arsenal GOAT. online. Yo, he's jealous of Mikel. We'll get to that. Don't worry. Cheers, everyone. I'm drinking water. I mean, should be a beverage, but Sesko, you know. Benjamin Sesko. I mean, I've got so many things to put on the screen. Yeah, I'll write off next season already. Lock that off. I'm telling you, go all out for the Carabao Cup. Ron said, as a Spurs fan, I feel for you. I mean, that is, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or a disrespect. I'm getting sympathy from a Tottenham fan. I'm cooked. Absolutely cooked out here, people. I'm gonna tell you, I won't even wear Arsenal shirts in the gym anymore. They're staying in the wardrobe. They're staying in the wardrobe. I can't wear Arsenal shirts out on road. I'm being pointed. They're pointing at me. He's one of them. What was he thinking? They're pointing at me. I just don't know. I thought we're getting Rodrigo and Gyokeres. We're going to probably get Jamie Gittins and Sesko. I mean, I'm calling him Sesko. I'm sorry. Fong Song settings. Pause. But, oh, dear. Oh, and by the way, just think, yeah, Gyokeres being linked with Chelsea, but nothing to panic about. Nothing to panic about. Do you know why there's nothing to panic about, people? Don't panic. No point panicking. Because Mikel said this, guys. I wouldn't panic because Mikel said this. Mikel said, everything is planned. The moment I start to think about it, I feel goosebumps. Is this Mikel Arteta or Travis Scott? I get those goosebumps every time. Goosebumps. So Sesko's giving him goosebumps. What the hell? I mean, I've got a feeling in my tummy looking at Arsenal's transfer news, but it ain't goosebumps. It makes you want to go toilet. It gives me a funny feeling. Travis Scott, you know. Travis Scott Arteta. I get those goosebumps every time. Have you ever seen a manager under less pressure in your life? I'm being serious. You ever seen a manager under this little pressure in your whole life? Sir Alex Ferguson looked more stressed than this. He was chewing on that gum like crazy. You know what I mean? Looking at his watch, he was under a little bit of pressure. This guy, is he under pressure? I've never, ever seen a manager in the Premier League at a so-called top club under so little pressure in my life. Wenger looked stressed. He couldn't zip up the jacket. Pep scratching his own head, self-harming. Klopp had to get his teeth done. He was chomping on his own teeth. This guy, he looks like he's on holiday when he's managing Arsenal. I've never seen a more relaxed manager in my life. He might as well turn up on a beach chair at the side of the pitch. It's a joke. They're painting the set-piece coach. I need... Oh, dear. Travis Tettle. There's 30 super chats. Let me catch up. Anas, Arsenal not getting Isak in 2022 must have scared Arteta. Has to be the reason he's pushing for Sesko. Similar profile to Isak. Just feels underwhelming. Yeah, and people throw that at me. Yeah, he wasn't convinced by Isak's numbers. Look how good he is. But that's time and patience. Have we got that time, Anas? But yeah, you're right. He wants... You know what? Arteta, in my opinion, is a very smart man. He signs players that don't put enough pressure on him, that the board are probably thinking, because you've signed him and got it wrong, we're going to sack you. He's probably said to Josh, listen, Josh, this is how we're going to do this, right? All the fans want Gyokeres, right? They all want Gyokeres. This guy, Gyokeres, can't stop scoring goals. But listen, he's 27 in June, Josh, right? He's 27 in June. And, there's no guarantees. We don't know how he's going to adapt to the league. This is what Arteta's going to say to him. And then what he's going to say is, yeah, but this guy Sesko, right? He's only 21 years of age, by the way. He turns 22 in 2 days. And I think in 2 or 3 years' time, Josh Kroenke, he can be one of the best strikers in the world. And the resale value, ooh, you're going to make a whole lot of money out of this. He said, listen, where do I sign? Before I fly back to America, I'll sign the check. And Mikel said, yep, because guess what? If Sesko stinks out of the place next season, you'll say, guys, he's only 22 years of age. Isak wasn't that good when he first came to the league. He needs time. It's only his first season. 12 goals isn't bad. Next season, he's going to be even better. We'll win it next year. Now he's settled in the league. I've heard all of this before, people. And you have? Big C always said it would end up being Sesko. Clip it. Big C will say, I always rated him when he bags 20 goals in the Prem. I want to make this abundantly clear, everything I'm saying now. None of this is about him. It's about Arsenal. I don't actually think Sesko's a terrible footballer. I just don't think he's good enough for what Arsenal need if you are trying to win the Prem or the Champions League. Maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, Sesko's a good striker at Arsenal. But I just don't think he's what we need. We needed a proven goal scorer. The most informed striker in Europe is available, and we've turned him down for a guy that scored 13 league goals in the Bundesliga, where they defend on the halfway line. Openda scores more than him over the last 2 seasons. I mean, and he plays in a front 2. He doesn't play in a 1. I don't get it. Tony said the best transfer for Arsenal will be to fire Arteta. Yep, you're right, Tony. SCP using some copium, but Sesko plus Gyokeres duo up top. Yeah, that ain't happening, bro. We ain't buying both. We're signing Ellen DeGeneres Love Child. Oh dear. Conrad said there is a thing called ambition, standards and intent. We have none. Sesko 92 million is insane. I'm here for the meltdown. I honestly think we'll get him cheaper than that. I think they were putting out 92 million if somebody else signed him. I reckon Arsenal would have had a gentleman's agreement, 60, 70 million. Get the job done. So I don't think we will pay 90 million. I think it'll be 60, 70 million. I reckon we've had this wrapped up since last season. Because that suits everybody. If you make the agreement early, you say, right, you keep him for 1 more year. You give him a new deal so that he's paid better. He's happy. We agree 65, 70 million. They'll take that because if he had a terrible season, the deal's done already. And we've got it because we already know we haven't got to go hunting out a striker this summer. We'll get that. We'll announce Zubimendi and then we'll announce Sesko. So it works for everybody. Daniel said, I think I'd be used to disappointment being an Arsenal fan, but it keeps coming. Havertz starts up front, opening game of the season. Can't do this anymore. It's Rihanna settings, people. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the reason why. We're going to see Havertz starting next season up front. First game of the season. He'll say Sesko, he's getting used to the league. Havertz is smashing up the gym, breaking fitness records. And Sesko comes on with 20 minutes to go. And we'll put 30 crosses in a game because he's a giant. Ricky, if Berta plans to sack Arteta next year, it's best to give him Sesko. Honestly, that arrogant Cohen man won't play a style that suits Gyokeres anyway. Do you want me to tell you something, Ricky? Part of me is actually very happy that Arteta's getting Sesko. Not the logical part of me, because I wanted Gyokeres. Sesko wasn't even my second choice. I wanted Osimhen. Give him what he wants. Give him what he wants. Because you know what? If he gets Sesko, if he gets Zubimendi, if he gets Nico Williams, and we end up trophyless, he's basically sat at the laptop and typed up his own P45. Bin him. Get rid of him. You gave him everything he wanted. He still couldn't do it. What's the excuse now? So, give it him. Give it him. Give him what he wants. You got a 6'5" striker. So, you know what? Whip all your crosses in. Thomas Partey. Keep the towels at the side of the pitch like Rory Delap. Dry the ball off. Launch that throw in as far as you can. And Gyokeres, flick-ons galore. Somebody just tweeted online, right? He said, we've signed the new Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I said, we've probably signed the new Niall Quinn. And that might be being disrespectful to Niall Quinn, because him and Kevin Phillips was crazy at Sunderland. But the new Zlatan, they're calling him, because he's 6'5". I mean, yeah. The copium is unbelievable. You're going to go online tonight, and the same guys that have been saying for months, get Gyokeres, are now telling me, I'm so happy we signed Sesko. The new Zlatan, he'll score tons of goals at Arsenal. Well, you weren't saying that 2 days ago, but copium, right? Copium. Canadian Gooner, Zubi and Sesko, start the protest now. Arteta out. Does that really sound like the start of a transfer window that's going to win you a league title next season? Zubamendi and Sesko, Real Sociedad and RB Leipzig. We should be going to Real Madrid and grabbing Rodrigo. We should be getting Gyokeres. We should be going for the top creme de la creme. We're signing mid-table dons when we've been second 3 years in a row. I swear down if Gyokeres goes Chelsea. Oh my days. Alexander will get Sesko, will stink out the places. That will be another excuse to give Arteta another season. He's young and it's his first season. Disgrace. You know, if we'd signed Gyokeres and signed Sesko, I'd be excited. I'd say, yo, 21, 6'5", got potential to lead the line at Arsenal, bro. You're not ready for that. You ain't even passed your driving test. You can't drive this car. This car's too quick. You ain't driving the Lambo. You ain't even passed your provisional yet. You ain't even passed your theory test. That's what we're trying to do. Putting him in a Lamborghini with L plates. It don't make sense, man. Nah, man, it don't make sense. An experienced driver we need. Stuart said, we pay 80 million for Tesco. Liverpool get Glock 9. If Liverpool get Gyokeres, season's done. With Verts and them, man. Lawrence says, Arteta dictatorship. Bro, we've now seen that he's running this whole football club, top to bottom. Top to bottom. Simple as that. He runs this club. Forever a gunner. The thing is, I want Gyokeres, but we need to change our whole system for that. We need to stop playing from the back, switch to a transition team, and Arteta won't do that the way we play. He is the right one. And I actually understand that point, Forever a gunner. A lot of people were saying that for Gyokeres, you have to play quick football transition. We're slow, U-shaped, boring. So he probably wants the 6'5" target man that holds it up, wins flick-ons. And I think he does have slightly better link-up play from what I've seen. But a lot of people said that Haaland didn't suit Manchester City's style. And I always think, listen, top players will adapt to other top players. So sometimes I think it's a bit of an excuse. If you adapt to Gyokeres and he scores 30 goals and we win the league, it's worth it, innit, really? Fredo says he's copying Pep and still falling behind. Haaland already made Sesko another project. You're probably right. He's probably looking at Pep going, yeah, he's got a giant up front, so I need one. He copies all his homework, right? Inverted left backs, all of it. Now he wants David Raya to be Ederson. New excuse for Arteta sexuals. We signed a young striker. Yeah, you're right, El. Jeezy said Havertz was the coffin. Sesko will be the nails. Kiss my teeth. Arteta, halt! Arteta, halt! Fane said he said he's a Man United fan, but you lot might be finished. And then man just finished 15th, and they're saying we're finished. It's crazy. Anas plus the Knicks are getting smoked by the Pacers. Yeah, Halliburton, what the helly? What the helly? Told you the other week, Curtis, it had to be Gyokeres or we ain't winning nothing. I'm done before the season has started. I'm actually done. Unreal, says Michael. Ricky said it's highly possible Gyokeres didn't want to play defensive striker for Coman Arteta. Rejected Arsenal, decided to go to Chelsea or Liverpool. I think we've rejected him. But you could be right. I think the Sesko deal was already in the draw. It was already typed up and ready to go, people. I'm going to be honest. I think it was already typed up, ready to go, and there was nothing Berta could do about it. It was already signed, sealed, and delivered. So yeah, I don't think Berta can influence it. We are going to talk about, but somebody just sent me a link, by the way, on this Sesko deal. Yeah, oh, that Mike McGrath said that they wanted 93 million for him. But yeah, like I said, I don't think that 93 million applied to Arsenal. I reckon we already had that deal done a lot cheaper. I'll come back to some of these super chats, people. Big up to everyone locked in, man. MJ, I've never seen such a pathetic fan base. At least Ollie won us the treble. What has Teta done? I'm seeing deep Omri slander for a you who couldn't bag a senior Spanish cap. You man are in deep trouble. Usually I argue with MJ, you know, but today, the slander that Thierry was getting for this fraudulent manager, I was embarrassed. I really was. What have they brought Berta for, says Mikel. I'm retiring as a fan. Shambles. You get one of the best sporting directors and you give him no power. Odds on us signing Garnacho, says 49 undefeated. Arteta out. Oh, that would be unreal. Blood type Arsenal, new member. Big up yourself. White glove. No reason to panic. It's all downhill from here. Yeah, exactly. Just coast down the hill. Mohammed, it's what we expect. Is that what we expected from Berta? No, but I don't think he has the power or the control, unfortunately. So why hire him to then not give him the power? It makes no sense. This guy has spent 6 months in England learning English, and the first words you told him was Sesko. Man must have said, hold on, let me clean out my ears. Maybe my English not so good. Did you say Gyokeres? No, Sesko. What? What is this Sesko? Tesco? I drive past? Petrol station? Shop? No, Sesko. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm flying. He should have stayed at Atletico. Pointless deal. Absolutely pointless. Come on, you Gunner said, when are you releasing C Unit 2025 kits? I have the whole wardrobe of jerseys to replace. Artichoke out. Man United finished 15th. They're signing Cunha. We finished second. We're signing Sesko. Are you mad? We're signing worse players than man who weren't far off relegation battle. Dotty Biggs, Big C, the sole reason for the signing is Kai Lucas Havertz. I've never seen a player make a manager's eye twinkle like Havertz does Arteta. You're spot on, bro. I'm telling you, he must be his stepdad or something. I don't get it. I said the day that signing happened, Kai Havertz is the worst signing he will ever sign at Arsenal Football Club. Havertz has just stopped us signing Gyokeres, I'm telling you, because of this manager. Random Clips TV, I came straight here to see if he was live after seeing the Sesko news. Arteta never makes the right moves. Yeah, we've signed we've signed Andy Carroll. We've signed Andy Carroll. Sesko. Genuinely. We've signed, where's he from? Slovenia? We've signed the Slovenian Andy Carroll. And he's going to cost about 70 million. And you guys wonder why I was such a big fan of Aubameyang. 5 years later, we're about to sign a striker that ain't even a patch on him. Ain't even a patch on this guy. But don't worry, guys. We'll put 15 long throw-ins in every week and see how that goes. KV said Arteta never fails to embarrass us. Jobot, at least there's nowhere to hide. It's his players. Yeah. Coffee, everything is planned. The moment I start to think, I feel it. Goosebumps. He wasn't talking about trophies. He was talking about his ego. Bob, Big C, I'm delighted we're getting Sesko. When we fail again next season, Arteta and his fanboys will have no more excuses. Zubamendi is a spicy Vieira. And obviously we're talking about... Vieira, not Patrick Vieira. I mean, I forgot his name then. I was like, what's his name? Peter? Patrick Vieira. Yeah. Jimmy Childis says we want Sesko and Watkins. Yeah, I mean, Sky version, I'm from Malaysia. Even I can't understand the fetish of Arteta and hatred towards the King Omri by the London fan base. I will get back to these super chats. David said, Big C, the fundamental problem is the Arteta system of play. He will only buy players that fit the system. Hence, we stick with Havertz and Sesko as a backup. We can never win the Premier League with that system. Pep, since he wants to be Pep went from Aguero, who's like 5'9", to Haaland, who's 6'4". And people go, Arteta, you know, he had to buy a striker to fit the system. Well, how about you change the system? How about that? How about you adapt? Oh, you can't do that because you're a one-dimensional manager. It's that way or no other way. So all that, oh, he fits the system. You have to change systems sometimes, people. That's the reality of the situation. You know, Wenger went from Ian Wright to Anelka to Henry. He had Bergkamp. You adapt. You change. So I don't get it. All this systems thing, it's nonsense. Good players will adapt. Bin him. Get rid of the manager. An absolute disgrace how these Arteta fans slander the GOAT. How can Henry be jealous of Lego head? Arteta, absolutely disgusting behaviour. Arteta out, says Gyokeres. The fetish continues, my friend. They love this guy. It's weird. John, big up to you. Appreciate the super sticker. PSV said spending the best part of 30 million extra to sign a BTEC Ivan Drago. We already had one donkey up front, and Super Duper Mick said we need another. This club proves time and time again we are never serious. I'm genuinely, I'm not shocked, but I am shocked because I thought we were changing. I thought we were finally going to do what was necessary and get the players that we need. And once again, we've done the opposite. Joba said, to be honest, I hope whoever we get, we just win majors. It's depressing now, going back and forth with the Arteta outers. Tired of all the arguments. Hope we just win the league or he leaves. We are a joke. Do you know what, bro? Honestly, I'm going to say what I need to say on here. And then I'm just going to... I'll still make my content throughout the summer. But if Sesko signs for us, I'll give him a chance. I want to make it clear, the day he signs, I'll just be like, it's not your fault, bro. You didn't sign yourself. But I hope he proves us all wrong and comes here and turns into a beast and scores 30 goals and he's unplayable, he's too tall. But if it doesn't, this manager's got to go. If it works, fair play, I'll hold my hands up. But if it doesn't, they've got to now let go of this and say it ain't working. This guy's kryptonite at this club has been strikers. So he's got to get it right this time. For those of you just tuned in, big up, man. 4,000 of you in the live chat. Amazing support as always. As we said, for those of you that are late, Benjamin Sesko, Arsenal have opened official talks with Leipzig to sign Benjamin Sesko. As Fabrizio said, he understands Arsenal have started moving initial concrete talks for a Benjamin Sesko deal. He's always been high on the recruitment team and the management, Mikel Arteta's list, with attempts to get the deal done, rejected by Leipzig in May 2024 and January. Now Sesko will leave and Arsenal are on it. They have made their move. We've been debating, is it Sesko? Is it Gyokeres? We hoped it was Gyokeres, but for some reason, it always felt like Sesko. Now, what does this tell us about this relationship between Arteta and Berta? Berta was seen as the shining light for a lot of us. Big up, I haven't missed super chats, Abraham, bro. There's loads there. I'll go through them a few at a time because there's loads. Big up to everyone locked in, man. They're all there. They're starred. They're saved. What does this tell us about Andrea Berta's appointment? Seen as one of the best sporting directors in Europe. A bit of a mastermind when it comes to strikers. Falcao, Diego Costa, Griezmann, Alvarez, Luis Suarez. Don't get me wrong, he's got some wrong. João Felix and one or two others. Thomas Lemar, obviously not a striker, but a winger who they paid big money for. But seen as an amazing sporting director, particularly when it comes to strikers. This is a guy that has seen Atletico win 2 league titles, who've got nowhere near the kind of money that Barcelona and Real Madrid have. They've built a new stadium, their training grounds quality, their fan base is growing, Champions League finals, league titles. And you get him at Arsenal, seen as a massive coup. Learns English, moves to England, comes to Arsenal. He's been at nearly every game. He showed his commitment. He says, I want Gyokeres. I liked him at Atletico. I think you should get him here. He is a win-now striker. Arteta's saying, listen, I want Sesko. I think he suits the system better. that height. He's also maybe younger, which will appeal to the ownership. Not going to cause as many problems with Kai Havertz. We can rotate them. That's what we were hearing. We can only go off what we hear, right? There's no quote saying Berta saying he wants Gyokeres, but the rumours, the reports were Berta wants Gyokeres, Arteta wants Sesko. Now, maybe Berta has changed his mind and gone, listen, I'm new here, I don't want to rock the boat too much, we'll go along with Sesko. But if the reports are true, that means the manager has more power than the sporting director. So what was the point of this appointment? Let's keep it a book, people. The reason Edu left the football club is because they took power out of his hands and said, we're going to go in a different direction. They also said after we lost to Bayern Munich last season, or the season before as it's just finished, that he was turning into a mini Arsene Wenger, where he seemed to be controlling the club from top to bottom in a way that Arsene Wenger was. He's looking at the financial side of things rather than a manager just saying, get me that player because I believe that player can win me a trophy. And this is what Wenger started doing. He started acting like a sporting director and a manager. And it just feels like we may have gone full circle. And you have to ask yourself, why was Berta appointed if you weren't going to give him the ability to shape our future? Because you would hope that he would be at the club longer than Arteta. That's the whole point of bringing in the sporting director. You're going to sign players that are at the football club beyond the manager. Yet the manager's going, I want that player because he suits my system properly. Havertz and Sesko as your two strikers. They've got Haaland and Mamouche. Haaland and Mamouche, you know. Havertz and Sesko. That no make it, people. That no make it. You ain't winning the title with that. I'm sorry. You're not. You are not winning the title with that. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. He may be a very good player in a year or two, but right now, that ain't winning us the league. That ain't making up what we've dropped this season on Liverpool. I don't think Sesko beats PSG if he's up front for Arsenal. I still think we lose them games. So, listen, it doesn't add up. It does not add up. Gyokeres ends up at Liverpool or Chelsea. What do we do then? What do we do then? Because it's going to go somewhere. 65 million, most informed striker. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. And I want to ask the fans of other clubs in this chat. Everybody in the chat now who is not an Arsenal fan. You know, as a fan, when one of your, let's say, Big Six rivals signs a player, you have a feeling like, oh, that's a good signing, you know. Like when I heard Wirtz going to Liverpool, I went, damn, not happy with that. Do you know what I mean? There's certain signings you go, oh, that might lift them up a level. Anyone in the chat right now that's not an Arsenal fan, what are you thinking with Arsenal signing Benjamin Sesko? Because I'm trying to think if I wasn't an Arsenal fan, and I sat there and I went, they've waited years to sign a striker, and they're signing Benjamin Sesko. I'd be like, these lot never learn. I'd be sitting there going, yeah, I'm calm with that one. Calm with that. That one doesn't worry me that much. Is Arne Slot sitting there going, listen, boys, we're in big trouble. They're signing Sesko. Is Pep sitting there going, we can't cope. They've got Sesko. We're done next season. I don't think they are somehow, people. He's got Mamouche and Haaland. Liverpool really haven't even got a top striker, and they're still champions. Imagine they throw a striker up there after they sell Darwin Núñez. It's an absolute madness. What I'm telling you now, I'm not even joking. He needs to go for the Carabao Cup next year and the FA Cup because he ain't winning the Prem or the Champions League. I can tell you that right now. Lock that off. Go and try and win the domestic cup double. Get to Wembley and win the Carabao because you ain't winning no Champions League or Premier League with Sesko up top. It ain't happening. So it's going to take him months to adapt. He'll probably be on the bench. Havertz starting. So, let me read a few of these super chats. Giovanni with the super sticker. Big up, bro. Really appreciate that. Above and Beyond said, Arteta, a.k.a. Arsenal, will live. Yeah, Havertz, bro. That Havertz signing has crumbled our attack, because this manager won't let go and hold his hands up and go, you know what? Got it wrong. I got it wrong. Let me admit it and bench him and then sell him. No new thing after Fabrizio's tweet said Arteta is a culture changer. The kind of guy who 800 years ago changed political institutions and brought peace to kingdoms. This is what we're up against, bro. It ain't normal. This isn't normal behavior, what we're seeing. This is not normal, what we are seeing with Arteta. It is a genuine cult. They are in love with the manager. I've never seen this in my entire life. I've never seen it. It makes no sense. He was not a legendary player and has won one trophy in 5.5 years, which was the FA Cup. And they bow down to this guy. It's crazy. And big up to you, bro. Appreciate the super sticker. Adebayo, Big C just reported now Zubimendi might not come to Arsenal. Yeah, I won't lose sleep over that, bro, if he doesn't anyway. Let's be real. MJ, Cunha, Gyokeres, and Buemo at the Theatre 21 incoming. If they get Gyokeres, mate, I'm done with football. Genuinely. Done with it. This will change to something else. I'll start reacting to hip-hop songs. You know them guys who just react to music? I'll do that. Nathan said, same old Arsenal. What's the point of hiring a director if you're not going to listen to him? Make it make sense. Above and beyond, we all knew in December it'll be Zubimendi, Sesko, Nico Williams, and Garcia. 6 out of 10 window, if that. Flying Dutchman, big up to you, bro. Long time. I ain't seen you in the chat. Adarsh, as a Liverpool fan, thank you for buying Sesko so that we don't get him. I think the fallout post Arteta will be worse than Wenger. Your club is losing its identity. Big up David with the super sticker. Babatunde, I won't be surprised if our top players hold off on their contract and see what Arteta does. I won't blame them. Arteta has wasted over 200 million for pride. Big up Jay Dizzle, member for 28 months. Why do we need a replacement for the same that we have? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, him and Havertz. Mish said, City are not having back-to-back bad seasons. Cherky, Reinders, Rodri is back. They're getting fullbacks. Liverpool are about to break their transfer record. Cameron Brooks, big up to you, bro. Said, according to Real Sociedad president, Zubimendi deal ain't done. What is happening? Check out Chris Wheatley's tweet. I have got that ready. We're going to check that out in a minute. Kip said, now Rodrigo has to be a must-have. Don't see it happening, bro. I wish it was. White glove. Chelsea will sign Gyokeres after Delap and won't think twice. They'll loan out one of their other free strikers. Worry about excuses for the squad later. That's why I started this show today, guys, with the picture of all the clubs that have won trophies this season, because I watched that Conference League final last night. I got back just before the first goal. And I watched it and I went, before the game, I went, this is only the Conference League. I'm not bothered. And when they won it, I sat there and I went, I don't care what this trophy is, and I don't care how people dress this up online. You're in a final, it's a European trophy, and you've lifted it. They got top 4, the same as us, and they won a trophy. So the reality is, Chelsea had a better season than Arsenal. And Chelsea have had a new owner, new managers, and multiple new players. And look how quickly they've managed to just go trophy, top 4, no messing around, and then they're going to go mad in this window. Now, we don't want the Conference League, of course we don't, because that means you've ended up like 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever it is in the Premier League. But if you fall into it, you win it. When we fell into the Europa League, we couldn't win it. Now people are looking down their nose at the Europa League when Tottenham have won it. But we're disrespecting a competition that when we had multiple years in it, we couldn't win it. I would have taken a Europa League. I said many times on this channel, I don't like the Europa League, but since we're in it, we need to win it. And we couldn't. And we lost to Olympiacos and Sporting Lisbon and teams like that. Villarreal with Unai Emery. So, and also Chelsea fans were saying we've completed Europe. And I sat there and I thought, I remember growing up as a kid, Chelsea weren't a bad team. They always had a little bit of heritage. Zola, Dennis Wise, all of that. They were like a UEFA Cup team. We were top dogs with Man United every year. Are we winning it or are they winning it? And I thought, does this Arsenal club not feel anything when these things happen? Do they not feel any shame that you were at the front of the queue, now you're at the back of the queue? You're queuing up. You was VIP, you was walking straight to the front of the nightclub queue, walking past everybody in the rain, shaking hands with the security guard on the door. They're opening up saying, yo, come, walk through this way. VIP, red carpet. Yo, Arsenal, come through, bro. Yo, hey, Thierry, come here. Walk through in VIP. Free bottles, anything, it's on us. It's our pleasure to have you in the nightclub tonight, Arsenal. Anything you need, just tell me. Bottles, table service, we bring it to you. Such a pleasure to have you in the club. Now, Arsenal, they're saying, yo, get to the back of the line. Yo, don't you remember me, Arsenal, from 98? Yo, go to the back. You ain't coming in with them boot cuts either, man. No one's wearing Evisu jeans no more. And take off them Ed Hardy sunglasses. No one wears that. We're a mess. Get to the back of the line. Make sure you've got your ID and you ain't coming in with them dirty Converse either. That's Arsenal, bro. We were top dogs. We're like the OG from the ends that's just broke now getting on the bus. It's a sad sight, people. It's a sad sight, I'm telling you. It's like Denzel Washington in Training Day at the end when they surround him. I'm putting cases on all you. Mad dribble coming out his mouth and everything. He used to be the man. Walking down, driving down the street and that. It's a sad sight, people. Washed up. Can't even get in the club no more. I'm vexed. I'm absolutely vexed. How'd you get on yesterday? Yeah, man, we lost in the semi-final. Scored 2. Semi-final, 2 goals. Yeah, man, our team weren't that great. But we done all right. We done all right still, but I should have set the fire alarm off while I was there, to be fair. Maybe they'd have closed down the office. They couldn't have got the deal done for Sesko. Who knows? So I feel slightly responsible. Man's kids staring out the window. I know that. So you know what I'm saying? Nah, man. What's going on here, man? This club, you know. And it's going to get worse, by the way, because we're about to start talking about Thierry Henry. You know, Thierry Henry, probably the greatest player that's ever played for the football club. One of these two, probably, depending on who your favourite is. But for me, Thierry, Premier League GOAT, Arsenal GOAT. Yeah, the court are dissing him online, being disrespectful. Wow. But what did he say that was so bad? What did he say? What did he say, people, that was so disrespectful, that riled up the Arteta call? Let's break it down. Let's be fair. Maybe he was disrespectful. I don't know about anybody else. When I see Thierry Henry on a TV screen, I listen. I'm not saying everything he says is gospel, but you're damn right I listen, because I know something. You changed the whole direction of this football club. We were big, but when Thierry done his thing, we were massive. That guy took us worldwide. That guy made people ask to wear number 14 in the changing room. When I was a kid, nobody wanted to wear number 14. It was 1 to 11. When Thierry was at Arsenal, kids were saying, even if they were starting, yo, I want to wear number 14. Yeah, but 14's a substitute's number. I don't care. Thierry Henry. They pulled the socks above their knees. They wore the night gloves. They did the knee slide. We all know what the Thierry Henry finish was. If you scored and said, yo, I did the Henry finish. We all knew what that was. One-on-one with the keeper, left-hand side of the penalty area. Just open up your body and curl it in bottom corner. This guy has a statue outside of the stadium. And people are disrespecting him because he spoke out about the manager who hasn't won a trophy in half a decade. And they're saying Henry's jealous. Jealous of what? What's he jealous of? There's a statue outside the stadium, brother. It's there. It's history. He's the best. But he's jealous of Arteta, brother. Mikel Arteta tried to play for England. Do you guys know that? Because he couldn't get near the Spanish squad. Because of Xavi, because of Iniesta, because of Busquets and all them Donnies. He tried to play for England. Now, I'm not holding that against him as a manager. That's irrelevant, what he did as a player. But what are we doing here? We're turning on the Arsenal GOAT. Because what? He dared to have some constructive criticism. Let's hear what he had to say, people. The last 3 years, we've been in a situation where we should at least bring a cup to the club or be in a final. I don't hear nothing wrong with that, people. I hear nothing but facts. He says Man United played 5 finals in their last 5 years. The United that everyone laughs at in the last 3 years of building, Arsenal didn't reach a final. Now listen, let's add some context, right? You could argue, the only thing I would say, you could argue battling for a title is similar to being in a final, right? But we didn't win the final. We didn't get over the finish line. However, as I said last night, and people didn't like it, football, there's nothing better in football than winning trophies. What do you play the game for if you're not trying to win? When you turned on Grand Theft Auto, you tried to complete the mission. You didn't take the car off the road and fail the mission. When you play FIFA, you're trying to win that game, qualify for weekend league, get some good packs, get the team of the seasons in the packs, get a better team, come back next week, even better, open the pack, walk out, team of the season. It's like these guys want to lose, people. These guys want bad players in their packs. They just want to quick sell them for 60 coins. It makes no sense. This year, we didn't compete with Liverpool. I hear nothing but truth. He says, I don't know what people think, but we didn't compete. Not once. Not once, my friend. Not even once. He then says, I'm not saying this season was a disappointment, so he's trying to not put too much heat on him. But it's normal that people are raising questions now about what the team is doing. But they're crying in the comments, people. They're angry that how dare the greatest player that's ever played for our football club, how dare he question a manager that's won 1 trophy in his last 6 seasons, 5.5 seasons. How dare he? I tell you something, if anybody at Arsenal Football Club wants to question people at this football club, he is top of the tree. Top dog. He loves the football club. He is the football club. When you say Arsenal, one of the first things you think about is Thierry Henry. He is ingrained in the history of the football club. The best player I've ever seen play for this football club. The best player I've ever seen in the Premier League. Yeah, he left to go Barcelona to win the Champions League. It hurt, but it was the reality. We were starting to fade when we went to the Emirates. He left, it's football, it's how it goes. He came back, he scored against Leeds, tears in his eyes. That guy is Arsenal. So we're now saying in 2025, the only way Arsenal fans are going to respect Thierry Henry is if he doesn't say anything negative about our manager. That's the world we live in, right? That's what these little fanboys are basically saying. How dare Thierry say something about Arteta? What, the best player we've ever seen at our club? You don't think he's got a right to question the manager? Oh, it puts your nose out of joint. Why? Because most of the other top Arsenal players who played for the club, they're all, oh, Mikel, you're so brilliant. We love you so much. You've rescued us. The way he's brought us back. Ian Wright, Martin Keown, Ray Parlour. They can't say a bad word about him. Whatever he does wrong, they don't say anything. Yeah, I saw Wrighty. I said, yo, how come Wrighty's so quiet when Thierry's talking? I heard Gary Neville and Roy Keane and Carragher asking him more questions. You know what Wrighty thought? I better not get involved in this, because if they clip up my comments, I won't get the Adidas gig in the summer on tour. So Wrighty stayed out of it. The only thing right he said is, yeah, we could do with a number 9. Didn't say anything about Arteta, though, did he? Why? Because he's got to be on tour with him in the summer in Hong Kong and Singapore. Can't really question him, can you, if you're working with him in the summer? But guess what? Thierry doesn't work for the football club. Not compromised, is he? So he can actually say what he wants. Can actually say what he wants. But then when he does say what he wants, people are offended. Oh, I'm so offended. This is what I've noticed with this generation, you know. People get offended by the truth. That's crazy, isn't it? Imagine getting offended by the truth. But it's the truth. He should have won a trophy in the last 3 years. But no, I'm so offended by that. How dare you? I tell you what, mate, that sky looks blue. Oh, I'm offended. I'm so offended. My favourite colour's red, and you said the sky's blue. And you saying that the sky is blue makes me start to think that you're not a fan of the colour red. And because you don't like the colour red, that means anything associated with red, maybe you don't like that as well. So maybe you don't like me. So I'm offended. That is today's generation. That's today's generation, people, unfortunately. They don't know a goat when they see one. A lot of these guys probably don't even realise what Henry is at Arsenal. They probably think Havertz's a better striker than him. Maybe, who knows? Who knows, people? Who knows? But anyway, let's move on. Let's move. If I showed you the responses from some of the Arsenal fans, unbelievable. Henry's jealous. It's only because he ain't got the Arsenal job. How dare he question Arteta? Blah, blah, blah. That's all the stuff that he's getting. Thierry, you know. Thierry Henry. Wild behaviour. Let me read out some of these super chats. Hey, over 4,000 of you locked in. Big up, man. Love the support. Dio said, wait, guys, it's just a link at the moment, right? Well, it ain't done, but Fabrizio said, we're in negotiations. FSG only trust Edwards with their money. You know what? I know a lot of Liverpool fans used to criticise FSG, right? A lot of people said them and Kroenke were similar. I think FSG are absolute head and shoulders above Kroenke's. They're head and shoulders. Because they knew from day one, you need an elite sporting director. That's what they knew from day one. No matter what happens, the guy in control of the transfers has got to be elite. And I've said for so long on this channel, Michael Edwards is one of the best in the world. He is one of the best in the world. And when Brendan Rodgers was building that team, they didn't do what Arsenal are doing and going, well, you know, finish second, let's give him another 5 years to build his team. They went, you know what? He can't get over the finish line. Pull the trigger. Who's the best manager in the world that's available that would come to Liverpool? Jurgen Klopp, match made in heaven for Liverpool. His passion, the fact he'd been at Dortmund, done it on limited budget, goes to Liverpool, wins every single trophy at the club. Not rocket science, is it? You get the best sporting director available, you get the best manager available, you put them together, there's a pretty good chance something good's going to happen. We've been running around with a novice manager and a novice sporting director. So guess what? You put them two together, it's probably not going to work. Now we've got the elite sporting director with the novice manager. They're still giving the novice manager more power than the sporting director. Make that make sense. It's absolutely insane. Edwards, Hughes and Slot are an amazing team. They are. Hughes is doing all sorts there as well. They're being linked. I saw a link today. I don't know how true this is. Ben Doak, is it, from Liverpool? They're saying that Ben Doak might go for 25 million. A youngster. I've heard of him, obviously, but I'm thinking, 25 million, bro. We can't get that for like... We can't sell established players for 25 million. They're selling youngsters that are nowhere near their team for 25 M's. It's crazy. Rosa said, I disagree. Kroenke's invest way more financially than FSG. Not to forget, we've been embarrassed in the past 2 windows. Investing more money doesn't mean you're a better owner. If I send you out now with £2,000 and you buy a garbage outfit and somebody goes out with £400 and they buy a nice clean outfit that all suits, it don't mean yours is better because you paid more for it. Yeah, we splurge money. We waste money. That doesn't make them better owners. They just spend a lot of money on the wrong players. Fabio Vieira's and Kai Havertz. A real sporting director would have said that deal can't happen. You can't buy. We bought Fabio Vieira when Vitinha was at Porto. Do you know what I mean? For the same price. If I see Havertz on the first games, we are done, says Doughton. He'll be there, mate. 29 will be up top. Sesko on the bench. Abraham, in previous years, the centre-forward market hasn't been great. Gyokeres and Osimhen are available and probably cheaper than Sesko. This is literally unbelievable. Easier to bench him, easier to keep Havertz. Those other two, they end Havertz's career at Arsenal. That's the reason. Cashley Cole said, Joel Embiid said, trust the process, has never delivered nothing besides getting a game winner scored on by Kawhi, the process, and the cone man. Yeah? Yeah? Didn't Kawhi make Joel Embiid, he made him cry, didn't he? Didn't he make him cry like a baby? You know? Gunnar Galactico, this just solidifies that we're stuck with this politician for the next 5 years. I'm not shameless like you, Curtis. I will not be buying any merch till this club delivers a major... You're right. I actually need to stop buying merch. I need to totally detach myself from giving that club anything. I'm genuinely in two minds whether to go on the tour. I really am. I'm in two minds this year. And I've never said that for the previous 3 years. Because... we just finished fifth. We was back in Europe. We signed Jesus and Zinchenko. I was like, okay, cool. You know, maybe this year we'll make top 4. Something to be positive about. Then we then made, who did we get the year after? Rice, Havertz, Timber, Raya. This year I kind of just went, but this one coming, I'm thinking I might not go. I genuinely might not go. Where is that charger? What is going on? What is that? The laptop saying low battery. All right, got it. I thought it was going to switch off. I genuinely might not go this year. And I've never said that apart from this year. I may just stay at home and do watch-alongs for the game. So why am I going to spend so much time travelling? Watch Sesko up front. I'm not interested. Been in the press conferences, asked the questions. Not bothered. I'm 50-50 this year. Sesko played in one of the least creative teams in the Bundesliga. I wanted Gyokeres, but give the kid a chance. His talent is unquestionable. But listen, I just want to say 2 things back to that, right? Number one, make this abundantly clear. Nothing against Sesko on a personal level. I actually think he's a decent player. A decent player. I don't think he's a great player. I don't think he's what we need. He signs for Arsenal. I will give him a chance. This whole show, this whole frustration is about the manager and the club. I haven't once said in this stream that Sesko's a bad player. Not once. I think he's a decent talent. I've said it before, he's a unique kind of player. 6'5", but can actually run, technically good. He doesn't score enough goals. He scored 13 goals in a league that's very easy to score goals in. This is a league where a man like Timo Werner was scoring 25 goals when he was at Leipzig the previous time. That you go and watch how they defend in that league. Most of them are on the halfway line. So I'm not writing him off, but I'm certainly not celebrating. Max said, given up already with the transfer window. Same old. Same old, same old, bro. Aiden, Chelsea signing a relegated striker is still better than ours. Do you know why it's better? Because I think they'll sign another striker. And if you look at the reports, they're saying Delap's just been brought in as another body. Like, that ain't the main striker. They might end up with Gyokeres and Delap. Big up Sesko, but when it fails, Arteta out, says Digi. Bottle Jobs TV said, Curtis, do you like darts? Yeah, Luke Little or FC, people. Ryan O'Toole said, we need players who can score and do something out of nothing. Gyokeres does that. I'm sick to death of hearing about system-based players and the dual football it brings. We need Mavericks. 100%, bro. That system thing is an excuse. Oh, he suits our system better. Why? Because we want to put high crosses in. City went from Aguero to Haaland. What system? You adapt. Good players adapt to good players. If one needs crosses, you put crosses in. One needs the ball to feet, one needs a through ball, you adapt. Jan said, now if we end up with Sesko instead of Gyokeres, then I'm not going to watch Arsenal this season. Not going to sit here and watch the same old excuses about players. Need to adapt. Ab said, is United getting Gyokeres now? If Man United get Gyokeres, oh my God. I will be completely done. I'm telling you, I'll need a break. MJ said, big up, C, but why you keep saying you were top dogs? We put 3 peats on your head and a treble. It was never you or us. Chelsea, Jose's Chelsea gave us more problems. No, we got a few, man. Invincibles, 2 doubles. We were doing bits, man. Jose was later in the 2000s. Early 2000s, it was us and United, man. Come on, Van Nistelrooy, Omri. You know, man. We had a spell, but we didn't do enough. Original Don Dada said, nice to see fans like you, Big C, who say it as it is, unlike who dismisses cups. He should dismiss the cup. Nah. I ain't gonna disrespect Rob. Listen, people have different beliefs, man, in what they see. And listen, from what I've heard, I think Robbie definitely wanted Gyokeres as well. So on this occasion, I think he would be in agreement. Aiden said, so if we don't have the money for a big striker and a big left winger, if we don't see Rodrigo, I ain't watching Arsenal till this tapas merchant leaves. Random Clip said, of course he's going to go for the one that is probably better in the year. We're going to play Stoke City football next year. Say goodbye to Saliba in a year or two if we don't win anything. Lionheart said, potential FC, rinse and repeat. The braindead fans will eat it up every single time. Give him time, he'll come good. Excuse incoming after finishing 4th and trophyless next season. I hear it. Illy said, imagine if Liverpool sign Gyokeres. Yeah, that'll be us done for 2 or 3 years. Flying Dutchman says, I live in Germany, watch Bundesliga, and can promise you Sesko is a beast. He is strong, technical, and will score the living-ish. Oh, scare out of defenders. Can I ask you a question, right? Because you probably watch Bundesliga way more than me. If he's that good, Flying Dutchman, why are his numbers so low? Genuinely. Anybody who watches Bundesliga, right? He's 6'5", he's quick. There's some people in the chat saying he's very good. Can somebody explain to me why his numbers are so low? Why is he scoring 13 goals in a season? I don't think he's scaring even a thought out of the defenders. Never mind the word you said. You know what I mean? And I ain't swearing, but I don't think... What? Nah. I don't think he is scaring them. He's just a tall kid. 13 goals, people. Why is his numbers so low? How many did he get last year? Last year he got 14. He's actually gone down 1 goal. He got a few more assists. 13 goals and 5 assists. Last year, 14 goals, 2 assists. That is so... Let's have a look at the Bundesliga top scorers. By the way, didn't I say on this channel last year we should have signed Guirassy? I said for £17 million, we should sign Guirassy. So Harry Kane, top scorer, 26. Guirassy, second, 21. Patrick Schick, 21. Some guy called Berger at Mainz, 18. Klein Deist, 16. Mönchengladbach. Mamouche, no. Are you mad? Are we being serious here? Mamouche left Frankfurt in January and scored more goals than Sesko. He didn't even play in that league from January till the end of the season. He got more goals and more assists. Mamouche numbers are crazy. 17 games, he had 15 goals and 9 assists. And you're telling me this guy's going to scare the ish out of defenders? They wouldn't even do a silent fart for that, honestly. They wouldn't even do a sneaky fart for that. They ain't going to be scared of Sesko, bro. Mamouche got better numbers than him. He played half a season. Ekatike, 15 goals. Some guy called Demirovic got 15. Sesko came 9th. 9th top scorer, 13. Elise got 12. And Elise got 15 assists. Musiala got 12. These midfielders, Leroy Sané got 11. And you know I've wanted Sané at Arsenal before. Them numbers are mid, bro. Them man want 90 million for a guy with midfielder numbers. There's midfielders and wingers getting numbers that he's getting. Nah, man, what we doing here? He ain't scaring no one. He ain't scaring no one. Flying Dutchman, you got a lot to... that response, I'm looking forward to it. Peely said, live fishing watch-alongs, yeah? Yeah, we'll watch some fish get caught. Why not? Our identity is being hijacked by an average midfielder. Yeah. Diva said FSG only trust Edwards with their money. I think I read that one, didn't I? Why wouldn't they? Tarun said, "Is it me or would we be more excited if Delat was signing? He'd only be 30 million. He'd probably be happy to be the backup, and yeah, this guy's going to cost over double." Bruffy said Arteta has to change tactics, otherwise we're cooked. Yeah, because we're too one-dimensional. What I like about Gyokeres over Sesko, watch a lot of his goals. He just gets the ball and makes something happen and gets a shot off. Sesko's goals are much more like someone's created a chance for him and he's finished it. Plus, his numbers are nowhere near the level of Gyokeres. Prefer we bring Garassi. We wouldn't even get him now, probably. Dortmund. The cult don't respect Henri, want to talk Sesko. It's crazy, isn't it? That Henri disrespect was mad. Right, called Arteta boss. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. You weren't his teammate. You never played for him. You had a better career than him, and you're calling him boss. Nathan said, I think next year I'll be supporting Arsenal ladies. Well, they'll win more trophies than the men. They've already showed that. Sam said 80 million for 13 goals in the German league. They might as well have paid the 100 million and bought Wirtz. Although saying that, he wouldn't have come to us anyway. But Goatanelli, the GOAT, Thierry Henry. Arsenal GOAT, Premier League GOAT. Above and beyond, worst Spurs in years, still more successful than us. Yep. Big Ange. Jan said, Big C, maybe you remember I've said around 6 months ago we end up with Sesko. A few months later we got Berta. Started to hope we were going to go for the top dogs, meaning Gyokeres. They've probably said to Berta, right, this is the summer plan, but Sesko and Zubamendi, you can't change them. Everything else you can have an influence on. And that's the problem. He's probably got no say in it. Gunnar Galactico, this just solidifies that we're stuck with this politician. I did read that one. I have read that one already. If Arteta was bold, hairline privileges, says Emmanuel. Oh, man. The bold managers are better, you know what I mean? Pep, Slot, and them, man. Sharif, big up with the super sticker, bro. Appreciate it. Toro says, clinging on to the last drop of copium, we get a bagsman left winger. And hoping we get Ibra light instead of Havertz 2.0. Arteta is getting axed if he flops. Adash said, all I'm going to add is Sesko played with Xavi Simons and Openda, who are better than Odegaard and Martinelli. Those 13 goals has those Trump tariffs all over them. 13 in that league is like getting 5 in the Prem. I swear down. The way they defend over there is mental. Like, it's absolutely mad. You know what I mean? You score goals for fun in the German league. Openda actually didn't have a good year this year. He only got 9, but last year he got 24 and 7 assists. So he got, you know, he's a better goal scorer. Rizzo, the most handsome manager, they call him Arteta, is perfect example of getting by on his looks. Rather, EPL, this club should start an OnlyFans. It's weird, isn't it? This cult, it really is. Tom said Mamouche scored more and joined City in January. Do you know how crazy that is, bro? The man left in January and still scored more than Sesko in a full season. Mamouche a baller, and he scored one of the best goals in the Prem this season. Gunnar Roller, some balance here. Both sides are doing a bit too much here. Arteta haters are just as unhinged as the Arteta cult. Thierry did not diss or say anything as scathing as both sides are claiming. Yeah? Maybe, do you know what? I think the balance has been lost, Gunnar Roller. And do you know what? I'll be totally honest. I think the Arteta fans are so desperate for him to win that they'll just turn a blind eye to anything he says, anything he does wrong. And the guys who want Arteta out they're so fed up that anything he does well, it's probably being overridden by the frustration of everything else. Because we feel like we've been patient enough with him. So when he's telling us to be patient, we can't take that. So that's kind of where we are with it. Jan said, let's go. With Sesko, we're going to get clarity. We ain't going to win majors and excuses will flow. I'm going to watch your streams, though. They are goated. Big up to you, bro. Big L says Sesko will solve our low block issues. Yeah, we'll play long ball and just whip crosses into him because he's a giant, you know. Hold on 1 second. Let me just... No, do you know, I was listening to a voice note. Someone sent me a voice note about Sesko. He's vexed. Anyway, Law said, my son watched Liverpool lift the trophy. I'm buying him a full Van Dijk kit. He deserves to see winners. Won't force him to be an Arsenal fan. Have I made a mistake? Have I made a mistake, people? 2 sons, both Arsenal fans. Because you think, you know, we'll have that connection. We'll go and watch our club. We'll celebrate together. It's a great, beautiful thing as a father. But have I got it wrong? Should I actually have said, I've suffered enough as an Arsenal fan. I need to send them in a different direction. Let's set them free. Go and enjoy yourselves. Or are we teaching them a brilliant life lesson that life ain't easy? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. At the moment, I feel like it was a cruel decision to buy Arsenal kits. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely mad. Also, for some fans, it's frustrating that we lack any media presence of ex-pros challenging, defending our club in a positive light like other clubs. Yeah, I mean, you look at United, for example. They got Gary Neville, who bigs up the club a lot. You got Roy Keane, who criticises the club. You need that balance. In the Arsenal media section, nobody calls the club out for anything, apart from Thierry or Petit. They're the only ones, really. Adash said the best way to know if someone from the Bundesliga is top is if Bayern are interested. They are the best at identifying talent from their league. Wirtz, Goetze, Lewandowski. There's the odd time, I mean, whether they were interested in these players, but you can still look at players like Son, like Aubameyang, like Gundogan. There are players that have come from the Bundesliga that have done well here that Bayern, I don't know whether they were interested in those guys, but this guy, man, he's just not it. You'll probably see comps of Sesko now on Twitter. I've seen loads already. Berta was brought in to make the Kroenkes money. People Havertz scored 20 goals in the Bundesliga. Did he actually get 20? I think he got, let's have a look. Havertz, I'm sure he got like close to 21 season. This was as an attacking midfielder, by the way. Kai Havertz, 17 he got in 2018-19, 17 goals, 20 in all comps. Almost want Saka, Saliba, Gabby to go to real teams, says Above and Beyond. And then the last one. Had we won the Europa League, maybe these players and this donkey coach would have developed the mentality to win the league once in the last 3 years. Yeah. You need to win. You need to win things to understand. David said if you were in the States, we'd call CPS. Bro, signed Curtis 5-year deal. Scored more at the carpet than Sesko. And Jan says, some man defending Teta like there. Some mental donut said Thierry is jealous of Arteta's managerial career. Bro, the guy, he's got a statue outside the stadium. I think he's more than comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more than comfortable. Sesko is nowhere near close to Dortmund Aubameyang. Not even close. I see Bilal's super chat. He needs to relax, man. You know what I'm saying? He needs to. I don't know what's going on with Donny, but yo, man has to take a break. You know, I don't know what's wrong with that Donny. He can hold a ban. You know what I'm saying? Man moving mad in the chat. 4,000 people. We got Sesko coming to Arsenal. Man's putting all kind of foolishness in there. Anyway, people, what have we got next? Fabrizio put the tweet in about Gabriel. For those of you that tuned in late. But we have already spoken about that one. But Fabrizio's trying to pretend it was his gig. Sammy Mockbell already said it earlier. A little bit of good news. Gabriel's going to sign a new deal at Arsenal, which is good. Because you know we need to keep him at the club, and hopefully that helps when it comes to people like Saliba, when it comes to Saka and all them guys, you know. But even that's not enough for me right now. That doesn't even make me happy enough that Gabriel's signing a new deal. That's just, it's good, but you're signing Sesko, bro. You're actually doing the Sesko thing. Like, I've always believed we were getting Sesko, but the Berta thing made me think it wasn't going to happen. Now, Berta's going to stop that from happening. But we haven't done it. We haven't done it. We're actually going to buy Benjamin Sesko. Oh, please. Hold on. Someone's just sent me a tweet. Oh, it's a video. Apparently Fabrizio has said on his YouTube channel that Arsenal are still considering Gyokeres. Is this true, guys? There's a clip with a video. I can't be listening to it now. It's like 10 minutes long. Please, just, fail the medical or something, man. Sort of maybe his his legs are too long and he fails the medical. Nah, I'm not buying it. But it's true, apparently. But we're not going to get two strikers, and there's no reason that they won't complete the deal for Sesko. He's going to pass his medical. He's going to agree, unless he rejects us, but I can't see it. So it is true. He has said that. Please tell me there's some hope. Just tell me there's some hope that this guy ain't going to sign for us. Maybe they're just doing their due diligence, people. You never know. Maybe they've already negotiated a price for Gyokeres, and then now they're negotiating the price for Sesko, and then they're going to make a decision. That's what I'm hoping. Callum Play said, Curtis, I'm on my last nerve with this club. I've been on a drive for success personally for 8 years. It's agony to see a club as big as Arsenal don't share the same ambitions. I may sit out. Do you know what? That's a great point, right, that you've made there. And it's like that actually has made me think about something. Really, you want to support a club that matches your personality and what you want from the club. And when I think about it, I don't think that Arsenal actually suit man's personality. Like we're driven, like the community's driven. We're out here like, yo, we want to win things and that. And they're out here going, yeah, we want to make money. We want to, we want to improve. We want to do this. They're out here like, yeah, man, as long as we compete. Like, a lot of people are saying, listen, I tell you what, yeah, if Arteta doesn't win a trophy this year, he's gone. But the reality is, it might not be the case. I honestly think if Arteta gets top 4 this year and gets us in and around the title and has a good run in a cup, that might save him again. We think he's going to be under pressure, but is he actually going to be under pressure? I don't know. It's a strange situation. But yeah, it's a good point. Over 4K watching. Yeah, come on, people. We need 2,000 likes. I'm going to round up soon. In the next maybe 10 minutes. 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to redirect to the big 6. They're live at 10, but we know they're always 10, 20 minutes late. So I'm going to redirect to them shortly. Just imagine having the opportunity to sign. Imagine looking at those two numbers and going, I think we'll go for this guy over here. Just imagine that. For those of you who are tuned in and not staring at the screen, 33 appearances each in the league. These are just league numbers. 33 appearances for Gyokeres and Sesko. Gyokeres, 39 goals. 39 league goals, people. Them numbers are crazy. And Sesko's got 13 league goals. So he's got triple the amount of goals that Sesko's got. Now, you can say Portuguese league's not as good as the German league. Cool. 39 league goals. Even if there's a 25% drop-off, he's still going to get numbers. Big numbers as well. And he's even got more assists. So maybe his link-up play is better. 7 assists compared to 5, triple the goals, more shots per night. He's having 4.5 instead of 2, 2.6. His conversion rate's better, 28.1% rather than 19.1%. He's averaging 2 key passes a game. He's averaging 0.7. The guy's a machine. Don't get me wrong, he ain't scoring 39 goals in the Prem. But even if he goes from 39 league goals to 20 league goals. But what about Sesko? We're asking Sesko to go up 7, 8, 9 goals. We need 20 league goals at this football club. That's what we need. We need 20 league goals. So we're asking Sesko to go up 7, 8 goals. We're saying to Gyokeres, yo, you can even come down 15, 16, 17 goals. We're calm with that. We're calm. You can get 21, 22 league goals. Stephen said, I'm a Porto fan. I watch Gyokeres weekly. He's insane. He's a machine. He's a goal-scoring machine, people. You can see that. There's no way you look at this screen and say, give me the one with 13 goals. Because his ceiling's high. Are we building a hotel? Or are we trying to build a successful team here? What are we? The Premier Inn? Lenny Henry? Everything's... Nah, man. Everything's Premier but the price. This guy's trying to build a skyscraper, Burj Khalifa FC. Oh, but his ceiling's high. I don't care about the ceiling. I care about him on the pitch, scoring 20 league goals next season. This guy can't score 20 in the Bundesliga. Got midfielders getting his numbers. But you don't want this guy who's got 39 league goals. Do me a favour. Absolutely crazy. Anyway. I don't get it. I don't get it. We're desperate for a 20-goal striker. And we buy a guy that hasn't scored 20. Big C, we asked Havertz to do that. He did. Havertz scored less than 20 goals in 3 years at Chelsea. Scored 13 last season. Leigh, one question. Do we win the league last year? Do we win the Champions League last year? 2 questions. Did we win the FA Cup last year? 3 questions. Did we win the Carabao Cup last year? 4 questions. 13 led to nothing. 13 sounds nice, but 13 ain't 20. We need at least 20. At least 20. Haaland got over 20. Salah got over 20. Even Chris Wood got 20. Even Mbeumo got 20. Havertz is average at best. Average, bro. All competitions, last 2 years, Gyokeres 107, Sesko 45. That is mad. Big up above and beyond. AMSN said go and hijack Gasperini from going to Roma. Is he actually leaving Atalanta? I didn't know that. Interesting. HR, I don't think Arteta really wants to win any trophies. No. Maybe he's allergic to metal. And above and beyond said sign Sesko and this isn't my Arsenal anymore. Nah, we're a project, bro. I'm going to get these few stories in before we round up. Because there's a couple other bits I just wanted to show you. This is a bit off topic. I'm going to go through this quickly. We haven't really got time. I may go into this in more detail tomorrow. Khaldoon Al-Mubarak, who is the guy who runs Manchester City, done a very open and honest interview on Sky. And he's I just wanted to say a couple of these quotes that he said. He said, everyone I saw after the Fulham game, all the players, they're excited about coming back. Nothing feels good about how we finished the season. They want to come back hungry. I can see the hunger in these players. Look at the difference in the language compared to what Arteta says about, what they done this season, guys. Unbelievable, guys. The circumstances, guys. You should be proud. Just be patient. He said, every player I spoke to was telling me we're coming back. We're ready to come back in 3 weeks' time. I was speaking to Rodri. He's looking for games. Erling didn't want to go on vacation. He wanted to stay with the physios and prepare for next season. That's the attitude you want, and that's exactly why you see me so positive. We're going to come back strong. We have a lot of positivity. Right? That's the first bit. Let me show you this next bit. How do you get off this now? What's going on? Is this the next bit? Let me just... This way. All right, there we go. Let me get the next bit ready. Look at the difference in language between this guy and the people at Arsenal and the love fest we get. Look at this second comment, right? Second comment, people. He said, he was asked about Mamouche. He said, Omar Mamouche, excellent player. He's been on our radar for a while. What would have been a target for this summer, but the need was clear. He's come in, and you can see he's made an immediate impact. So, Manchester City wanted to sign Mamouche in the summer. They were in a bad situation, so they fast-tracked a summer deal to January. Now, even though they didn't have a great season, they still ended up getting top 4 and to a cup final. They didn't sit there and go, oh, the summer transfer window, it gives me goosebumps, guys. It gives me goosebumps. They aren't Travis Scott fans, people. They don't get those goosebumps every time. They said, listen, get that deal done now. Sign the check now. We haven't got time. This season's crumbling. Why didn't we sign a striker in January? We sat there and signed no one. Proper ownership, ambitious club, weren't willing to let the season just fizzle out. Rescued it, got top 4, got to a final. The final one, even there he's saying Haaland's the best, most prolific striker in the world. Still signed Mamouche, by the way. Oh, what's that? A trophy. I haven't seen one of them for a while. And this last bit, this is a long interview, by the way, but he's speaking so much sense. Look at this. This is the kind of... What's the word I need to use here? Accountability. This is the type of accountability I want to see at Arsenal. But this kind of accountability you will never see under this ownership, ever. He says, when I look back last summer, we should have been a bit more aggressive in some of the changes we needed to do. We didn't do that, and that ended up costing us this year. So he's basically saying last summer they messed up in the transfer market and it cost them. Not blaming referees, not blaming PGMOL, not blaming injuries, blaming themselves. They got it wrong. They didn't have a good window, so they messed up the season. You ever heard Josh Kroenke say that? You ever hear Arteta on the pitch with a microphone saying, we messed up last summer? Like we did, by the way, signing an Armani model at centre-back. San Marino in midfield, who did well up front, I'll give him that. Vibes Cartel Raheem Sterling and Handball Neto. That's the kind of accountability I want to hear at this football club. But we are scared of ambition, people. Ambition scares Arsenal because it means people have to be held accountable. When you set high standards and people fail, people lose their job if they don't achieve it. And Arsenal don't want that. They want the get-along gang. Let's stay together. Let's make loads of money. Arteta's on 15 million a season. Arteta delivers profit to the Kroenkes. Everybody's happy. Bob said, you're missing the point. Big C, Havertz will be the main striker. Sesko will be the backup. Totally agree. Abdullah Isak didn't hit 15 goals. And his last year with Sociedad. I'll tell you the difference, though, is that Isak always looked like a baller. He just wasn't getting the numbers. Sesko doesn't even look like that much of a baller. Did you go to the Unity Cup? I didn't, HR. If you tuned in the stream the other day, I spoke about it. Basically, I was supposed to get a media pass to cover it, and they sent me a normal ticket, and I said, I'm not coming. I said, I'm not going, because it was disrespectful. They said they were going to try and sort the media pass, and in the end, didn't do it. So, not even like going on like, oh, I can't just go there and watch the game under normal circumstances. Like, I know people involved in that. I've interviewed Dwight York on this channel. He's the Trinidad manager. I know Mason Holgate well. He was playing centre-back for Jamaica. Like, I wanted to go there for content reasons. And then now, they're talking about the final on Saturday, but you've got the final on at a time that's going to end up clashing with the Champions League final, which made no sense. Why would you put the final on Saturday evening when the Champions League final's running? So I won't be going to that either, which is a shame because I would have liked to. Sesko's ceiling literally is Gyokeres. Yeah, he's weary or he's already there. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up Above and Beyond and big up HR. Cloud City said, Big C just tuned in. You think Sesko could do bits? I understand the goals are low. I'm trying to be optimistic, or is it early transfer pain? I think Sesko will probably get 10, 15 league goals at Arsenal. I don't think he's a bad player. I want to reiterate, I've said this whole show. I think Sesko is a decent upcoming striker. But the situation we are in, you do not buy a decent upcoming striker. You buy the very best that is available on the market to get you over the finish line. This signing should have been 2 or 3 years ago. This ain't the right time for that kind of deal. You add this to somebody. You don't make this the main man. So I've made it clear. I've been on this show for an hour and 40. I've never once said that Sesko's a bad player. He's a decent player. But I don't think he's good enough. I still don't think we win the title next year. Him, Zubomendi, them signings do nothing to make me think we're winning the league next season. We'll finish second or third, if we're lucky. Storm said, if Arsenal don't sign Gyokeres this summer, I'm done. I'd rather support a club that wins trophies and titles, not a cult of Arteta sexuals. S. Ronnie, big up Big C. I want us to win trophies next season. We all do. Jerry says to them, costing us is top 4 for us. It's all good. HR, get Mbuemo. United will make a good transfer window. They've been linked with Mbuemo. They've signed Cunha. Crazy. 2 more things quickly, and we're going to finish off. It's been a long show. It was necessary. I was going to wait till 2 p.m. tomorrow, but some things, they just can't wait, people. I had to go live straight away. I was just settling down for dinner, and I see that we're signing Sesko probably. I said, nah, let's get that stream up. Chris Wheatley, who's been banished, by the way, from the Arsenal space. Real Sociedad president. Am I going to try and read out that name? Joaquin Aperabe. On Martin Zubomendi, who apparently I thought he'd signed. He said, we told him, go to the national team calmly. Think it over. We'd like you to stay here. There are several options for him, but any move won't happen in the short term. We'll have to wait, he told Elders Market. But I thought he was done. I thought his medical was this week. Ain't that what the British media said yesterday? It's done. He's having his medical this week. But the president's saying, go and play for Spain. Think about it. You've got other options. I mean, maybe he's just trying to delay the frustration of Sociedad fans, or maybe we're not actually getting him. Who knows? British media are telling us we're signing him. Let's see. If Zubomendi doesn't sign for Arsenal, I'm not the slightest bit bothered. Does that sound wrong? Will I do a stream like this, 8:30? Oh my God, we're not signing Zubomendi. I'd probably do it because I'd say, wow, they look stupid. Fabrizio said, here we go. Ornstein said it's pretty much done. But I wouldn't be that bothered anyway, to be honest. The striker one, that one hurts. I love good strikers at Arsenal. I've waited years for one. We knew this was the summer we were going to move for one. We end up with Havertz, top paid player, and Sesko just signed. I mean, are you mad? Are you actually crazy? That one hurts, man. I'll be honest, people, man. Strikers. They're probably what made me love the game in the first place. Arsenal have had so many good strikers. Righty, Anelka, Bergkamp, Henry, Van Persie, Aubameyang, and then these men want to go and get Sesko. 13 league goals. Claudestus, big up to you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Super sticker, sorry. So Zubamendi, we may not get him. And then finally, I thought this one was funny. When Arteta did that talk where that guy's going, Super make Arteta. Arteta said, on trophies, it's coming. Be a little bit patient. I promise we will do our best. A little bit patient. You've been here over half a decade. And you're telling the fan base to be a little bit patient. So the guy who runs Man City says, when I look back last summer, we should have been more aggressive. We didn't do that, and that ended up costing us this year. One bad year, Man City guys coming out saying, listen, we got it wrong, we'll fix it. That's the language. We got it wrong, we will fix it. This manager's saying, be patient. We will do our best. We will do our best, guys. Just be patient. 5.5 years asking for patience is an insult to the fan base. I'm going to be honest. That is an insult to the fan base. After 5.5 years, you're telling us to be a little bit patient. Just be a little bit patient, guys. We'll do our best. Disgusting behaviour. Lock that off the screen and give me a break. I was meant to have a day off today, so let me have a day off. Quiet day. You know what I mean? We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do the damn thing. And these man dropped a bomber that we're getting. Benjamin Sesko, aka Sesko. It's disgusting behaviour. But people, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna let me try and find Big Six. For some reason, when I try and redirect to them, let me try and find them on here. We're gonna round. I got it. Yeah, we'll redirect to the Big Six. I'm sure Matisse is living the high life, or maybe he's not on it, actually, because I know he went to the final. People, just want to say big thank you to everyone for tuning in. Big up your damn selves. I Love said, how did Man U lose to Mortal Kombat characters? Yeah, they post-season friendlies and lost. The club pees me off, said Alberto. Listen, big up to everyone locked in, man. Really appreciate your support. Great show. Get in the comments if you're watching on playback. Let me know what you think. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully we'll have a bit more news. You never know, maybe. There's something in Fabrizio saying we're still linked with Gyokeres, but I don't see much in that. Big up to everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.